Hey, Eli here. Today I want to give you my thoughts on the Samyang 85mm RF for the EOS R system. Um, feel bad making this review right now because they are hard to find. I just went through and even looked on eBay. It doesn't look like anyone's selling them, but if you can find one, I'd pick it up, or maybe consider adapting an EF version. But yeah, I want to give you my thoughts on it. It's my least used lens, mainly because I use the 80mm on the GFX system for my portraits. But if I didn't have this, I'd use it a lot more. I have used the Canon version. It's very expensive. It's very sharp, but yeah, it's expensive. It's hard to justify even at it being 1.2. I've considered also picking up the trying the EF version, which I've used in the camera store, and it's still pretty sharp. So, but yeah, if you can find this thing, I'd buy it if you see it. But yeah, let's jump into the computer. I'll show you some images and talk a little bit about its characteristics. I do find that it is a little warmer if I put it side by side, but in post and raw, not a big deal. So let's jump in here. We'll start out with just some kind of flaring, and it has a beautiful flare, on par for I think a Canon lens. It's going to be a little less sharp than your Canon lenses if you're comparing it to RF glass, the nice stuff. But here's a portrait with some light popping in, a little creative, and a little more flare. It kind of washes out like most 85s. When you get light into them, they'll start to wash out. This is a panoramic. I generally will use this for a lot of panoramics. It's easy, little distortion, and you can stitch it together really well. And here's Mr. Dumphy doing a toast at a wedding, and we are at 4000 ISO, 1.4. It's a great documentation lens too, and it's very lightweight, which is a plus. Kiss portrait. Dance floor. It's great. And kind of a fun groomsman portrait. You can see it's super sharp. It's on the R3. And first kiss, I used it there at the ceremony. It was great. And here's a 3-image panoramic. And ceremony portrait or picture. Senior portrait, just beautiful. Yeah, great sharpness. That's great. And then this was a little funky, a little too much flare, so I definitely moved around with this photo to get one without it, but I left one with it in just to see how it would turn out. There's a panoramic, and then you can see that flare washing out like most 85s. And a wedding portrait, which is perfect. It was a fun one. I had a video light on them with a big softbox, a little battery powered Godox ML60bi bicolor. And yeah, just great. You can see the bokeh's pretty great. And portrait downtown Portland. And a headshot. It was a great headshot lens. I mean, it's, his teeth aren't even in focus. So got the eyes. And then this is a panoramic at 1.4 with some palm fronds that we were hitting and making just some fun environment. A little bit of that flare right there, you can see. And then another panoramic around the edge of the cliff. And then just a single portrait. You can see that flare coming in, but then we got snow. Here in Oregon, you get some weird weather, snow and sunshine. And then a wedding portrait, just beautiful. And then a headshot of my buddy, Tony, super sharp. Use video lights for my headshot so I can get a shallower depth of field. Yeah, here we got just the eyes, and then even his mouth's out of focus. So really shallow. So cool. I just want to make this a quick one. Hopefully you can find one out there if you don't already have one. But I think it's just a great buy. My next video is going to be about the 14, which would be, I actually use the 14 more than I use this lens. Again, because I have the GFX. But yeah, next I'll talk about this lens and how I think it's a great bargain as well. Cool. Thanks for watching, and hope you have a great day.